question, and the band still wasn't, doing a ton of touring. They were touring a lot, but it was all like little clubs, and it was kind of a very unsure point. Like the band could have completely tanked, or the band could have taken off. And for me, I didn't care either way, because it was kind of like it would take off for me anyway. So I wanted to play in this band so bad, and whether it was in front of 2 people or 2,000 people or whatever, I didn't care. And there were a lot of people that were kind of thought I was crazy, because I was doing really well and I was making money. And then, I made the decision, and I got picked up 2 days later in the rusty van. And I hopped in and went straight to Jersey, and we practiced together for a day.
He was more confident than us, for sure. And it's not that we weren't confident in him, we weren't confident in ourselves at that point, because
nobody really knew.
It was a mess, but he definitely gave the impression that he was super confident, so that helped, actually.
They never even heard me touch a drum before, ever.
We just knew.
It was just like,
you just kind of know, like, we hadn't heard him touch a drum, but that's what I talk about chemistry, it didn't matter. If he had showed up and he had needed a little polish or something, we still would have kept him.
Musically, it wasn't perfect, because bands need time to learn each other and learn their different styles and learn what each other does and to play off each other. And it wasn't perfect, but it was right.
He came in this band when this band had a very uncertain future. I was a drug addict who just got clean, and everybody didn't think I was going to stay clean. My close friends did, but nobody did. They just thought it was just like another thing. So you had this, drug addict singer who's an alcoholic, and they fired the drummer, and it's just so much. And no, we hadn't sold many records. We hadn't made a video yet. His first appearance with us is in our first video ever, our first major label video. So, there's just stuff like that. And people don't really know. He quit a job where he was making a ton of money and took a risk. Something that could have just totally blown his career. Songs were about life, because the last 2 years, 3 years of our lives were spent on this kind of adventure where we learned that life is actually kind of beautiful. The world is actually, it can be an ugly place, but it's also a beautiful place. There's a struggle to live more than a struggle to stay alive and not die. It's more about the desire to live is what we realized people didn't have. They didn't have a desire to be themselves and express themselves and be fearless. And those were subjects so we dealt more with mortality. Revenge is about immortality. Black Parade's about mortality. We had written Dead, and we knew that's how we kind of wanted to start the record. I really kind of wrote it in order. And then we knew we wanted an intro. We wanted a piece right before Dead to kind of take you by the hand into this world. That's what we really wanted to do with this record, is really take people by the hand and bring them on an adventure with us, a journey and an introspective kind of thing. And so we wrote this intro to go in front of Dead, and once that happened, we had the beginning of our record, and then we started to think about our end, And we had already had all these crazy songs. It was about where to put them, and how to get them to make sense. But the lyrics were all already there too. The story came out of those lyrics. It was all stuff about life and death. I mean, it's so personal to us. It's like our little boy. It's our baby, So if people didn't like our little boy, then we'd be bummed on that. But we weren't worried about it being a huge failure or anything. If anything, it was going to be a spectacular failure. We had expected it to get either 5s or 1s and nothing in between. You either got it or you didn't. So we designed it to be something spectacular, success or failure.
Central to the concept of Black Parade album is the fact that this isn't really My Chemical Romance, but a new band. The band from the album, the Black Parade themselves will play the gigs. And boy, are these gigs theatrical.
I think that it goes hand in hand with our sense of theater and ambition. It was kind of we do this really good. We do this better than anybody that's doing it right now. It was almost I hate when bands shy away from what they're great at. And we were great at ambition, we were great at theatrics, and we were great at playing live and putting on a show. We thought of ourselves as showmen. And to take it, so we went full bore with that, instead of shying away and making that replica. Yeah, it's like really like aggressive, and they're wearing just like t-shirts now, and we didn't want to fake that. So I think that's what the decision was. It went hand in hand with making a grand record. Was to take an alter ego, to wear something that, if in any way duplicated, simply looked like an imitation. Whereas before, like, anybody could then just throw on a suit or red tie black, and it was just starting to happen. It was like really nauseating to just see how much it turned into a fashion show. So we decided to wear something as this persona that would potentially turn people off.
Where My Chemical Romance go from this is anyone's guess. I mean, how do you top an album that has Liza Minnelli on as a guest? A tall order in anyone's book.
We need a woman to sing this line. Let's get Liza Minnelli. She has a lot of strength, a lot of history, a lot of sorrow. She's a survivor, Liza Minnelli. And she comes from a lineage of theater and film that is phenomenal. I mean, she was, born from legends. So, we just made a call. She got into it. She did it for free. She was phenomenal. We're not actually going to go bigger. Maybe the themes then are bigger. Maybe the words are more direct, even when Black Parade. Maybe the songs are simpler. Maybe we start recording live. There's a lot of things we've never explored.
I think make something else that pushes, like we did with this, in a different way.
Yeah.
And not ever fall into a routine, and keep taking those risks that will push, us and people that are with us on us, or with us on this.
Yeah.
And the whole music world, and just push it as much as we can, and try to make something new and something special.